Hello people, so today we are going to go through some new Drytron combos for the deck post Lightning Overdrive, and one of them will be post Dawn of Majesty as well. So these combos will show off some of the really cool things you can do with the deck once Diviner releases and Mu Beta comes out as well. Yeah, so we'll get right into the first one here. These are all going to be 2-card combos with Alpha and Zeta, because that's pretty consistent. You can get that usually in the deck, unless you get a bad hand. And all of these, most of these combos will be focused on playing through Nibiru and other hand traps, aside from Joel, because you're kind of screwed if you get Joeled. So yeah, first we're going to go Alpha, Zeta. Go to search Battle Lord here, and we're going to search the Revendred ritual spell and summon Vendred Battlelord. It has a pretty cool effect that you can banish one of your Vendred cards from the graveyard and then declare monster, spell, or traps, and then your opponent can't activate them for the rest of the turn. Cards of that type. So I'm going to declare a monster here so they can't use Nibiru. It hasn't been 5 summons anyways, so I can't use it. So we go into... Go back. So we're going to summon Mu Beta, and then dump Gamma. And then we're going to link both of those off into Cross Sheep. It can be any link too. I just use Cross Sheep here, for example. And then when Battle Lord is sent to the grave, you get its effect to search a ritual monster, and that's where you get Ben 10. And you go Gamma, tribute Ben 10. And now you search Diviner. Then you can dump Herald, and then you get your search the ritual spell. You're going to link your Diviner and Cross Sheep, or whatever the link to you chose, into Needle Fiber. And then you're going to summon Cyframe Gear Gamma, because this one allows you to special summon it because it can't be normal summoned or set. So it gets around the Drytron restriction. So you're going to go into Martial Metal Marcher, and then resummon it. Then you're going to summon Ben 10 again, and you're going to go 2+6 into Warlord, Savage Dragon. So now you have a negate for next turn, what we're about to do. And so you're going to have to wait till main phase, because Needle Fiber is only main phase. So you're going to use its effect to go into Shooting Riser Dragon, and then it can dump level 6, so it's going to be 8 to 10 in this case, and then it becomes 7-6, which is 1, and then it can also quick synchro. So you're going to synchro everything on the field into Hot Red Dragon Archfiend King Calamity, which requires 2 tuners, 1 non-tuner Dark Dragon Synchro monster. So we got the requirements there. And then basically when you win this, or when you summon this, you basically win. So when this card is synchro summoned, you can activate this effect for the rest of this turn. Your opponent cannot activate cards. Also, your opponent cannot activate effects. And they also can't activate cards and effects in response to this activation. So they're basically locked out of the entire turn. It's kind of like S0, VFD, whatever degenerate card you want to think of. This combo was pretty simple in that it doesn't have any follow-up unless you have cards in hand, or you draw into one for next turn to follow up, but the combos that I'll show you next will have some follow-up after this. Okay, so this next combo here is going to be quite a bit longer and more involved than the last combo, but it's going to end on the same thing, Hot Red Dragon Archfiend King Calamity, but with some follow-up. So we'll just get right into it. It starts pretty much the same way. We're going to go into Battle Lord. You turn off Nibiru and other hand traps if they decided not to use them. It's not going to stop Imperm, obviously, because that's a trap card, but it is what it is. So now we're going to do things differently. We're going to link off Alpha and Zeta into Link Karibo and Anima, and link all 3 of those into Curious, because it requires 3 monsters with the same attribute but different types. And so now that Battle Lord was sent to the graveyard, that activates, and Curious also activates. You can choose whichever one. Chain Link 1 and Chain Link 2. I don't think it really matters. The hand traps are off. So with Curious, you're going to send Gamma to the graveyard. And with Battle Lord, you're going to search Ben 10. And after that resolves, Curious has the mandatory effect to mill 3 cards. That's just how it's going to happen. Just ignore those 3 cards for this combo. I'm going to assume that you don't mill the cards that you need. So you searched Ben 10 off of Battle Lord, then Gamma attributes it. Then search Diviner. Now we're going to search Megalith Full instead. And we're going to go into Mu Beta, and this time dump the Ritual Spell. I'm going to use its effect to add back to hand. Go into Full. Then use Full to go into Ophiel. And then Chain Link 1, Ben 10, Chain Link 2, Ophiel, or whatever. So now you go into Beta 10, and it lets you add the Ritual Spell back. Then we're gonna go into Beatrice with 2 level 6s, and we're going to dump Tuning Gum. You'll see why we're dumping this weird looking card. Look at this. Look at this guy. Yeah. Well, so now we're going to summon Beta 10, add it back to hand. I'm going to Synchro. I don't know if this really counts as a Synchro, but Synchro summon Zulkin, because Diviner is a level 6 tuner, and Beta 10 is a level 6 non-tuner. Now we set this to activate Zulkin's effect. We're going to summon 100 Eyes Dragon. And we'll use 100 Eyes Dragon to banish Tuning Gum. And what Tuning Gum lets you do is target one monster you control to treat it as a tuner. So I'm actually going to target Curious. You're apparently allowed to do that even though it doesn't have a level. You can still treat it as a tuner, I guess. So we're going to go into Needle Fiber then with Zulkin and Curious. Go into Gamma again. Alright, so this is going to be the end board. So we used attributed Mu Beta, which is at 1000 attack, to go into Full. And so you don't have a negate set up here, but during your standby phase you can get one with Beatrice by dumping Eva. And get a monster negate here if you want. Yeah, so then once again we're going to wait for your opponent gets the first action of the main phase. Then you go into you use Needle Fiber's other effect to go into Formula Synchron, draw 1 with it, and then Quick Synchro. These 3 cards meet the requirement. Go into King Calamity again. So, and once you summon this, it's GG, because your opponent can't respond to the activation of its effect. So they just can't activate any cards or effects for the rest of the turn. I think this card can miss timing based on how it reads. It says when this card is synchro summoned, you can activate this effect. So I guess you have to not activate this as Chain Link 2 or higher. So you have to be careful about that, I guess. But yeah. So once you activate that, they can't do anything for the rest of the turn. Well, they can set monsters. They can like normal summon, or they can set monsters or set back row. So let's just assume they set 5, playing some annoying trap deck. So Full, at the end of the main phase, you can activate its effect to summon Bethor by attributing King Calamity. And then Bethor gets its effect to destroy cards your opponent controls, which is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you get to pop 5 cards that they control and they can't do anything about it. So yeah, basically you win. It's pretty cool, if I do say so myself. I'll go to the next one. Okay, so this next combo here is going to use the new rank 6 that's coming out in Dawn of Majesty. It's also a Nibiru-proof combo. So it's very long, so I'm going to fast forward through most of it. Starts off the same way, pretty much. Go into Battle Lord, I skipped some steps here. You're going to do the same thing that you did before, just go into Curious in the exact same way. Dump Gamma. go into a diviner, search full, dump the ritual spell, go into Ophiel, same exact thing here so far. Okay, so now you have Eater 10, which lets you add the ritual spell back. So now you're going to go into Zulkin by using Diviner and Eater 10. So this is where it starts to change. You set the ritual spell, activate Zulkin. This time you're going to summon Power Tool Dragon. And then you can activate Power Tool Dragon's effect to reveal 3 ritual spells, or sorry, 3 equip spells. So we're going to have to play 3 copies of Fulfillment of the Contract in your deck. It's nice though, it lets you summon Ritual Monster from your graveyard. Just like that. Then you overlay into Beatrice here. You're going to activate the Jump Evo. So then you're going to, since Power Tool Dragon is a machine type, you can attribute it for Eater 10, and add it back. Then summon Ben 10. So now you go into the rank 6. So it's called Pairen, the Skylark Dragon. And once per turn during the standby phase, it lets you detach 1 material from this card, then target 1 level 5 or lower monster in your graveyard, and special summon it. It also can't be destroyed by battle or card effect while a monster special summon from the graveyard is face up on the field. That's a pretty cool card. You're going to link off Zulkin and New Beta into IP Masquerena. Then you're going to pass turn. So you do have a monster negate in hand already. And you activate Beatrice during the draw phase. Then you're going to dump Spell Canceller. So this is a pretty annoying floodgate, obviously. Spell cards and their effects on the field cannot be activated and negate all spell effects on the field. So it's like Jinzo for spells. So, yeah, and then you activate, detach, Ben 10, and you summon it. So now you have all these on board. You have IP ready to go into Access Code Talker or whatever you want. Access Code Talker would get pretty big here since Curious is level 3. It would be 5,200, sorry, attack, I think. Or you can go into Appaloosa. Really, whatever you want. You can go into... You have enough to go into Underworld Goddess as well, using your opponent's monsters. So yeah, that's the combo. It's instead of quick sync, it's the quick link combo, I guess you can call it. Okay, so this next combo here is going to make use of the new Synchro monster coming out in Dawn of Majesty, which is known as Baroness de Fleur. It is a level 10 Synchro, which is generic, just 1 tuner and 1 non-tuner monster. And it has 3 pretty good effects. Once per turn, you can target 1 card on the field, destroy it. That's cool, I guess. Once while face up on the field, it's an Omni Negate, so that's nice. But mainly using it for the last effect, which is once per turn during the standby phase, which is either player's standby phase, you can target 1 level 9 or lower monster in your graveyard, return this card to the extra deck, and if you do, special summon that monster. So you can actually just special summon any level 9 or lower monster with this, basically, that can be special summoned. So I'm going to show one of the possible targets for that. I'm going to start off with, it's going to be another Nibiru-proof combo, obviously. So, go into Vendred, Bottle Lord again. Play a monster. Go into Curious. Dump Gamma with Curious, search Ben 10 with Battle Lord, then tribute Ben 10 for Gamma. And once again, search full. Then we're going to dump the ritual spell, add it back to hand, and go into full. Same stuff here. Okay, now it's going to change a little bit. So we're going to, since we need to go into a level 10 synchro, we're going to summon the Ophiel back again. So this level 6 tuner and a level 4 non-tuner now. You can search with Ophiel if you want to. It doesn't really matter here. So we're going to synchro them into Baroness. Now you have an Omni Negate for next turn if they try to stop you during the standby phase. And so here, I forgot to do this during when I summoned it, but you can activate Beatrice during your turn, obviously, to dump Eva, then get another negate in hand. And then for the next player's turn, you want to do this during the draw phase to have the monster in graveyard ready. So you activate Beatrice again. You're going to dump whatever monster you want to summon, special summon. In this case, it's going to be Amorphage Goliath because it locks your opponent out of special summoning from the extra deck, basically. So, and then Curious is going to activate because it's mandatory. Just ignore that. Then during the standby phase, Baroness activates. If they try to negate it, you can negate the negation. Then you return it to the extra deck and special summon Amorphage Goliath, and they are locked out of special summoning from the extra deck. Obviously, this is not the only target that you can use. You can use like Jinzo if they're playing a trap deck. I mean, there are just a lot of options with any level 9 or lower monster. Unfortunately, you can't do like Vanity's Ruler or anything because it can't be special summoned. So, I mean, yeah, it does have to be able to be special summoned. I don't know what other better targets there are besides this and Jinzo, but I'm probably missing some, so if you want to let me know in the comments what are some good ideas for this, that'd be cool. So yeah, that is the end board here. There's no more negates on the board, but you do have Curious, which is a nice effect if it's destroyed by battle or leaves the field because of an opponent's card effect. You can add any card in your graveyard to your hand. So you can add the Nova that I just milled with its effect, or one of the ritual monsters, or Drytrons, or anything really. Yeah, pretty cool. Okay, so for the next combo, we have a full-on FTK. I'm starting with just Alpha and Zeta. This one's not Nibiru-proof, so kind of screwed if you get interrupted at all, so I wouldn't recommend trying this in a match. So we're going to start with Alpha. This time we're going to go into Ben 10 first, because we're not doing the Battle Lord stuff. Search Diviner. Search Full. It was just too good not to play. So you add back Ben 10, so now same as before, pretty much, except without the Battle Lord protection. So you're going to go into Beatrice, and this time you're dumping Cyberstein. Interestingly enough, I'm going to summon Eden again. Now you're going to go into Zulkin, activate Zulkin. We're going to summon Power Tool Dragon, and this time we're going to add Telekinetic Charging Cell. Let's see why. We will summon Eden. And this time, instead of adding Medionis back, we're going to search for Refined Ritual Alert. This lets you summon any ritual monster from your deck by attributing normal monsters in your hand. So now we're going to tribute Eden for Gamma, which is different than the other combos. So now we do the same Relinquished and Linkuriboh. This time we're using Zulkin, since Zulkin is dark and it's Dragon type. So then you go into Curious again. This time we are dumping the new Magic Key, Batos Buster, Magic Key Ritual. This is a level 4 tutor ritual monster, actually. So we're using it because it's a tuner. Going to activate Medionis, summon this over Power Tool Dragon since it's a machine. Then once it's summoned, it gets to add a Magic Key card to your hand. Going to add the field spell, Unsealing. Let you add the normal monster, Clavis. I mean, it's a normal monster. Don't know what you want me to say about it. So then you activate Find Ritual Art. We're going to summon any level 4 ritual monster. I didn't come up with this combo, so I'm guessing whoever did chose to summon Gishki. Which I guess lets you look at your one random card in your opponent's hand, and then you can shuffle it into the deck, depending on what it is. But yeah, so you have a level 4 tuner and non-tuner. You go into 100 Eyes Dragon. So now we're going to copy Cyberstein. And since we don't want to pay 5,000 every time we want to summon something, gonna go into Repodocus and change 100 Eyes to Psychic type. So yeah, this is pretty convoluted, obviously. So then now you can equip 100 Eyes Dragon with Telekinetic Charging Cell because it's now a Psychic type monster. So now you can just activate Cyberstein basically without paying life points as many times as you want. And obviously you're going to do your favorite FTK enabler, Blaze Phoenix. We'll summon 3 copies of it. And then to get the remaining damage, we're going to summon Ancient Gear Howitzer. This one can do 1,000 damage once per turn. So wait until you summon all 3 of them, and now you have inflict 300 damage to your opponent for each card on the field. That'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 2,400 damage, 2,400 damage, 2,400 damage. That's 7,200, and then 1,000 more from this, 8,200 FTK. Yeah, this one's definitely not going to be competitive in any sense of the word, but it's pretty cool.